is my YouTube channel where I talk about all my yarn related adventures. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Mummaofyarn. Today is Tuesday the 25th and this is episode 4 in my Twists and Turns Mkal adventures. First of all, let's talk about what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing my Mkal from 2020 slip stravaganza. It has been knit up in Westknits yarn in their super soft cotton blend. I embellished it with some mohair in the triangles and in these grey areas. I thoroughly enjoyed taking part in this Mkal. The shawl is one of my favourites. It's really large. And it was the first year that Stephen produced these little Mkal tags, which I absolutely love. I think it makes a nice addition to the shawls. And that is that. You can find all the details about this shawl on my Ravelry page. I'll make sure to link it below. If you drop down on the chevron, everything should be written there. So let's get started on twists and turns. So here is my shawl. Just for a recap, section or clue 1 here, clue 2 and the cables here and here, and then clue 3. Oops, these extremely long pieces, and if I can just zoom in for you there. Do excuse my nails, I need a manicure urgently. These beautiful twists along here, and the same on the other side. Now I have a lot of thoughts about these, which I'll go into in a minute. Exactly the same, just a complete mirror image. And then there was an option to embellish, oops, excuse me, knocking the camera, these cables, the antler cables. I chose to do that. I'm not too sure whether I'll keep them. Let's turn them round to see if we can, yeah. If I hold it up as a whole, I mean, they give a nice shadowing effect. I'm just not too sure. Until I see the shawl as a whole, I might just cut those out at the end if I don't like it. A quick recap. Main colour, the Urban Pearl in their Urban Quarter, Dark Side of the Moon reference there. Contrast colour, Westknits UK in Pumpkin Fields, and accent colour, Pigment and Ply in Smouldering Wine. And there. Oh, it's very difficult to hold this now, especially with this long tassel here that just juts out in a 90-degree angle from the edge of these cables. So we picked up along this I cord here. Now, my thoughts are, let me just flick that over here. Ooh. that we still have these stitches on hold. Now looking at it, it can't go, this piece can't go in that direction due to the way it's been picked up. What I'm thinking is we're going to do a lot more short rows, and I'm thinking in what would be my orange in the contrasting colour, and I think we're going to short row, picking up one at a time this I-cord edge along here, and that would bring almost like a triangle, I believe, although they are, if I hold it here, oops, a lot longer. So I'm not sure. I think, now that would work, wouldn't it? So a triangle piece in there, maybe in the contrast colour, and that would then give it the extra width that it needs to wrap around and become a nice size shawl. My concern is, at the moment, let me see, this is the only depth. It's about 14 inches. So my concern at the moment is this depth of the shawl. If I hold it back here, this is as deep as it goes at the moment, which I believe is around 14 inches. Let's get a tape measure. Have a quick measure. So if I hold it here, have a look. Yes. So I don't know whether you can see that. We're on 14 inches, which for a shawl, for reference, let's have a look at Slip Stravaganza. I know they're not the same, but that's 28 inches. So we're missing almost half of the shawl. And personally, I love more of a deep shawl than a long, skinny shawl. Now, for clue 3, I've got some notes here. I used 23 grams for each of these long sections here. Oh, so this took 23 grams, the other side took 23 grams, and these I-cord wormies, should we call them, they took, where are we? 8 grams to make all 10 I-cord wormies. For sections 6 and 7, which were these long twisted cables, just 2 stitches twisted, one in front, one in back each time, I chose not to use a cable needle. I had started using a cable needle, which was one of these. I just found it too fiddly, just those 2 stitches, twisting, dropping, picking up, pulling back, pulling front. It was so much quicker and easier just to twist the 2 stitches on one needle, and knit those. And that just flew. I had that finished. I did one day, the other side the other day. So Thursday, I had this finished. Friday, I had this one finished. And then by Saturday, I had finished all 10 I-cords, woven them in, secured them, and now just waiting on that clue 4. For my I-cords, I don't use normal needles, I use DPNs. It's easier to cast on your 3 stitches, knit those onto here, swap hands, knit, swap hands, knit, so you can work off both ends of the needles, and that way your I-cord just flows so much easier than knitting 3. So instead of then knitting, slipping each one back on, knitting, slipping each one back on, I just find DPNs a godsend when it comes to knitting I-cords, and I can highly recommend them if you have issues with your I-cord knitting. In terms of where I think we'll be going, due to the quantity of yarn still left, going by Stephen's notes, I still have 78 grams of main colour left to use, 84 grams of the contrasting colour to use, and 44 grams of the accent colour still left to use. So I'm feeling like section 4 is going to be a huge sort of section. I feel like we had a breather and a catch-up with section 3, and now we're building up to this mammoth section 4, which could take weeks, to be honest. Still feeling like we're going to pick up along here and somehow catch these tabs. And I think we're going to have a really big border. I think clue 4 will be 3 sections. No, maybe 4 sections. Section 1, I believe, will have this triangle that we're filling in with main colour and contrasting colour. So that'd be section 8 in theory. Section 9, the other side, main colour, contrast colour, and that would then tie in quite nicely in between these 2 accent colour pieces. Then I think section 10, is that right? 7, 8, yeah. I think we'll have a nice big border along the bottom in both the accent main, not in both, in all 3, main colour, accent colour and the contrasting colour. I then think we'll probably finish, because Stephen normally does, with an I-cord bind off. I'm wondering whether or not he'll do a triple bind off with each of the colours. He has done in the past the 2 in the I-cord bind off. I'm wondering whether this time, just to change things up, he'll do the 3. So what are everyone's thoughts about this Mkal? I know that a lot of people have given up on this as soon as they got to section 1, clue 1. They found the casting on and casting off of these braids extremely tedious, very time consuming, very slow, and I think because they haven't seen a lot of progression that quickly and fell behind, I think that's why a few people have decided just to frog. The thought of then clue 2 coming out and people are finishing clue 2 and they're still working on this clue 1, I think that's probably why they have frogged and given up. Personally, I feel quite sad for them, because once you've got past this section and braided, it flows so beautifully. And I think also, I think colour choice, I think that plays a huge role in this shawl. Normally with Stevens, colour choice isn't an issue. They look fantastic in all colours. But this shawl, unless you have those main colours and contrasting colours and accent colours that really work together in each of the sections, I feel it puts a dampener on the shawl if you're regretting your colour choices. And I think that may be why people are frogging. Or is it, I don't know, Stephen. Stephen. You've got a lot of people questioning this year, haven't you? Personally, I absolutely love it. I might be saying different if I'm left with this little tiny skinny. It can't be left as a skinny, can it? That would be a scarf. Stephen would then be just doing an Mkal scarf. He wouldn't do that to us, would he? Oh, now I am worried. Oh, or would he? Oh no, I wish I hadn't said that now. I've put it out there. What if it is a skinny? I'm taking it back. I've got the receipt. I'm taking it back. It's not going to be a scarf. It can't be a scarf. What are your thoughts? Absolutely would love to hear about them. Do feel free to leave a comment below with them. I absolutely love reading them. I've tried to respond to everybody if there's something to respond back to. I always give a like or a little heart, a thumbs up, just to let you know that I've read them, because I don't feel that it's right for you to be commenting and not get any type of response. I feel thoroughly joyed when a little message comes up to say that someone's commented. It makes me realise that there are people out there watching and liking and commenting on my little video. Yeah, so next week, clue 4. I've lost my train of thought now, sorry. I'd like to say a huge welcome to all you new subscribers. I've noticed there's been quite a few of you recently, and welcome back to all the returning viewers. That's great to have you here. I really appreciate the time that you take out of your day to spend with me for just those few minutes that I'm on here filming. I'm hoping to get a video out probably Tuesday, Wednesday, in wrap up of clue 4, and I'll give you my thoughts, opinions. So thank you very much. I hope you all have a lovely day and week, and I'll see you back here next week for clue 4. Take care. Bye.